distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Some of us who are here today are descendants of men who were captured, imprisoned, and who died here in Sandakan on the death marches to renown. Each of our families has experienced a similar loss, and each understands how deeply personal that loss is. For parents, it's the tragedy of losing a child who should not have gone before them. For children, it's the absence of the person who guides them as we grow and who shape us to be the individuals we are today. For a spouse, it's the emptiness that comes with facing each day without the person they chose to spend their life with before their life has been fully lived. My uncle, John Archibald McGregor, was the second son of John McGregor and Grace Litchfield. He was the brother of Marjorie, Flora, Donald, and my father Doug, who was also a veteran of North Africa and New Guinea. He was a keen sportsman, a community leader. He was a store owner and station agent in Warialda, about a couple of hours north of Tamworth in New South Wales. Jack enlisted on the 30th of September 1939 at Inverell, joining the 2nd 18th Infantry Battalion, whose recruits were drawn mainly from the northwest of New South Wales and from around Sydney. As part of the 22nd Brigade of the 8th Division, the 2nd 18th, Jack amongst them, sailed from Sydney bound for Singapore on the 4th of February 1941. Just over a year later, a year in which he trained in tropical warfare in Malaya and twice saw action, Jack and his colleagues in the 2nd 18th fought a desperate battle to keep Singapore from the Japanese. And despite their valiant efforts, Jack's battalion fell into retreat, and that ended in their surrender on the night of the 15th of February, 1942. We cannot know how it must have felt for Jack to be detained as a prisoner of war. We were not afforded the opportunity to hear him speak of it, or of his time first at Changi and then later here at Sandakan. We can only imagine what life must have been like for those whose loved ones had disappeared for 3 or more years of the war, or the sorrow of having to read the roll of honour entry, as my grandparents did for their son that appeared in the Sydney Morning Herald on Tuesday the 6th of November 1945, 6 months after Jack had died, possibly of malaria, on the 3rd of May 1945. Here this morning, in this quiet place, surrounded by those who, like me, have come to remember, I can speak aloud the words that my grandparents likely thought way back then. I hope our Jack was not alone when he passed, that he was surrounded by his mates who watched him go and who mourned him as we did. For my grandparents, Jack's parents, for Jack himself, and for all those who have died in war, we feel your absence. We feel your absence through the generations. We will remember you always, lest we forget.